Oh, see, you didn't even.
Hi, everyone. Happy Sunday.
Yeah. You know what I just figured out?
What's up?
It's so far away that I can't read the comments anymore. So.
I can read them for you if you want.
Sure. Let's see if I can. Oh, there I am. Hold on. So let me just turn the volume down.
Why are you so far back? We're trying a new shot.
We're trying something different. Who's that talking?
Why are you so far back? We're trying. Oh. You gotta mute the audio.
Yeah, we have a ring light. If you're looking at my glasses, you can see the ring.
Yeah.
This was given to us by a friend of mine, David Cruz. We wanted to kind of show a little bit what's going on here and not so shove it up into the camera.
And then that clock that you see in the background is actually the clock that Master Frieza showed the other day, or heard the other day. So that's the one that goes off like every 15 minutes.
And hello, Jonathan. And by the way, Master Frieza texts me,
Maxium says you're late. It's actually YOU'', but I mean, who?
We were kidnapped. So Master Frieza is working. He has a new job in Vegas. He works at a
adult superstore.
So he's selling.
He told us that last week, didn't he?
No, I know, but he's.
What's up, Jeanette?
Hi, Jeanette. Just giving me play-by-play of the game. And,
Gabriel, I only did it that one time. I'll let you do the rest.
So the difference is now that I can actually read up close now and not looking across and trying to read the tiny screen, so I can see who writes me something.
The only issue is that we're not looking at the screen as often.
That's okay. We're looking down, looking back and forth.
Oh, Gabriel's thanking me for being the corrector last week also. No problem.
Yeah, so Gabriel came back and watched. So we have 10 people watching right now. We started streaming 77 seconds ago.
Wait, Jeanette, you're watching the Lakers and the Eagles game? That's a lot. And you're watching us? You're quite the multitasker. So I know the Niners are losing against the Eagles, which I'm sad about, but it's only the end of only the second quarter. And then the Lakers, what's the score? The last time I checked, it was really close.
And me, I was checking the inside of my eyelids. It was a close finish.
But then he woke up.
And then I had to wake up, and I made maybe some espresso.
Yeah, he had to have a shot of espresso because he was actually kind of tired. I was like, you need to wake up, buddy. Zapping back and forth and doing commentary on Twitter. And you're doing commentary?
Yeah, she's been doing base football commentary. And every time they miss a play, she's like, oh, that was whack.
That guy you posted on Twitter got cheated out $30 because he didn't know simple math. I should show you my AP Calculus BC class. Oh, I thought he only lost $10.
No, he lost 30.
He lost 30? Mm-hmm. Well, he put down 30, but he got 40, but he got the 40. So he put down a total of 50, but he got the 40 220s, so he lost 10.
No, he lost 30.
Okay. Well, no one really knows what else we're talking about, so.
Uh-oh, you misread it. This time Diane misread it. Uh-oh, you got chastised by Gabriel.
Oh, goodness. Anyways, I'm moving on.
She's moving
on. Oh, nice, Jeanette. That's awesome. Okay.
What did she say?
She riffs on NFL games every Sunday on Twitter.
And hey, guys, I see you just back from AZ. Can't stay. It's cocktail hour. Well, it's too bad you can't stay because we were going to talk about this book that you wrote, Rosalina. This is the book that I'm reading now about keeping your distance. And it's about the common guide for handling common dilemmas in uncommon times, meaning coronavirus times. Very good book. I think it's available on Amazon. And,
what's up, David?
It's good reading. I like it. If you get a chance, look on Amazon, and I'm sure you might like it. So she popped in to say hi, and there's the book. And yes, the Lakers are losing right now. So keep your distance. You know, don't sneeze, don't cough in the boardroom. What don't burp in the boardroom was her old move. Was her old book, was her book before, and then she wrote a new one that she self-published because apparently there's publishing seasons which I was unaware of, and so if you don't make the publishing season, you can do your own book. And this is, you know, some people don't like to read stuff. I don't know if it's available digitally yet, but it is available on Amazon.
It's a good size.
And it's a good size to read book. So it's something you can read while, you know, on the bus, on the train. Gabriel asked a question.
You like sparkling water, yeah.
You just read part of it. Oh.
I was in the supermarket with my grandfather and there was a sample of sparkling water. He thought it would be plain water and got a bit of a surprise.
You ever have that moment when you think something is something and it's not? Like you see a glass that you think is water and your mouth is all set for water and then it turns out it's vinegar?
Oh, I saw that on TikTok the other day. I'll tell you mine. Mine was, I was trying to get cranberry sauce. This is Thanksgiving. And they were right next to the beets. And the beets were like chopped up like cranberry sauce. So I got the beets, put it in my mouth, and to my surprise, it was disgusting.
So go back for a second. So Rosalina Randall just posted, it'll help people stay out of trouble and not get caught misbehaving. And Quattrolu 2007, I'm saying it wrong probably, says self-published is changing the book. You know what's changing? Everything's changing the way things are done. Record companies now have been historically offering horrible deals to talent, and they lose all their they lose all their music when they want to leave, and so all that stuff stays back with them, and the masters stay with the. So what they're doing now, they're creating their own record labels, or they're going independent, which is kind of like somebody else is doing. Oh yeah, me. So
yeah, the pandemic has really changed things.
It's changed a lot. A lot of people are trying to go independent. If you go on to I went to Costco, look at office chairs. They're just about sold out of office chairs. When we went to Best Buy, we were trying to find some GoPro devices. Mm-hmm. They were sold out completely.
That whole aisle was almost completely wiped out.
So what's going on is everybody is trying to do their own thing. And you're right, the internet is a great leveler. So now all of a sudden, everybody's becoming internet millionaires. Excuse me. They're becoming TikTok millionaires, Facebook millionaires, YouTube millionaires, Instagram millionaires. I mean, remember a long time ago, we used to make fun of of Instagram models. Oh, Instagram models, ha ha. And now they're laughing at us, going, Instagram model, ah.
And they're making more money than we are.
But let's discuss something really important right now. Okay, so there's a fad right now going on social media. And the fad is they're kind of playing off of the whole thing with what's the girl with the dog? Paris Hilton. How she made, and what's the other ones? The whole family where they're all
Kardashians.
The Kardashians, where they made a lot of their money off of being a representative on social media. So what companies are doing now, and they're not always legit companies. Let's just get this clear. A lot of companies are actually saying, "I want you to represent us." What do they call them?
Brand ambassadors.
Brand ambassadors. Let's talk about brand ambassadors for a minute. Because if I say it wrong, Gabriel's going to be like, hey, you say it right. Brand ambassadors. They reach out to her on a regular basis. Earrings, clothes. And so she ignores them. She ignores all of them. Recently I said, you know what? Don't ignore it.
He told me to reach out to them.
Reach out and see what they wanted. I was just curious to get an idea of what they wanted. I mean, because you're thinking of a brand ambassador, you're thinking, oh, I'm representing the brand, so maybe I get something, I show it, I wear it, and then people see it and they want to buy it. But basically what they're doing is they're just offering, it's a sales pitch through DM. So they're basically spamming you to tell you that, hey, if you log on and we'll give you first time only, just you, only you.
Like 50% or something.
50% off of the clothes. But here's the catch. If I give you 50% off, you gotta wear it and you gotta tell people to wear it and they get a link to tell people to wear it and and we'll give them 50% off.
Like I get my own after I do that, I buy it for 50% and then they say, well, we don't want you to put it on your platform. And then you get your own specialized code so then someone else can buy it off of you. Or not buy it off of you, but buy it from their site, but then they use your special code. And it's just...
Maxim said I could be an Old Spice ambassador. I don't wear Old Spice.
Oh yeah. Whenever I think of Old Spice, I think of, what's his name? Terry, what's his last
name?
Terry
Crews.
No, it's not Terry Crews. Is it Terry Crews?
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews who does his pecs. He moves his pecs in the commercial, right? Am I wrong? It's Terry Crews who moves his
No,
face
I'm
in the
just
commercial.
listening to you going to the peck part over and over again.
Oh, well, that's the only thing I remember from the
His
Old
pecs,
Spice
huh?
commercial. Yeah, he just like moves
What
his
about,
pecs.
what about the skinny black guy that's on there with the towel around him that does crazy stuff in the background? He doesn't have big pecs. He's just some skinny bony guy with.
Oh, I don't remember that commercial.
Of course not.
I remember the pecs.
I'll do
For
the
Hidden
ambassador for Hidden Water.
I mean, you know, I wouldn't mind being an ambassador for products that I really enjoy. Like, I love Nike. I shouldn't probably put that on there because it's not like they're our sponsors. I love Trader Joe's.
Well, you know what's funny? Okay.
I love Trader Joe's sparkling water.
Let's switch gears for just a brief second, and then we'll come back full circle. So you know how we always joke around about having sponsors on YouTube, and they're fake sponsors. We just kind of throw them out there.
Yeah.
Well, do you know that gets us in trouble sometimes? You know that, did you? Because when you mention a sponsor, and if someone's not paying attention, then our whole thing gets put in a different category. Because now it's considered a brand sponsorship. And with a brand sponsorship, hello, Stefan, we don't get the same amount of, the algorithm pushes things around. And if it all of a sudden thinks, wait a minute, this is paid for by a brand, so we're not going to, because we're not getting any money from it, so we're not going to push your video out there for anybody to see. And the way the algorithm works is that it takes keywords and spreads it out for people, and I think Frank wants to see this. And what's the show we watched?
Schitt's Creek?
No.
Oh, oops.
The one with the documentary.
Oh, the Social Dilemma.
So if you get a chance, watch Social Dilemma. It's on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, go to your friend's house. Remember back in the day when you had HBO and you just had the little wiggly lines and you try to watch the movie through the wiggly lines? You know, when they had the porn on at 3 o'clock in the morning? I don't remember that per se, but if that were to happen.
Oh, okay, no.
No, just kidding. That's a joke. But the point I'm trying to make is, let me see, those are, we got a bunch of stuff coming in right now. Hello from Chicago.
I'm delayed.
Are you really?
Yeah.
34 degrees in Chicago.
I wasn't caught swearing. That's the name of the show. It's spelled SCHITTS.
Yeah, and the guy's name is Roland Shit.
Yeah.
So
if you watch
it's called Schitt's Creek.
Yes.
SCHITTS.
Yes, and it's a Canadian show, and it's now on Netflix, and it won best.
It won a bunch of Emmys.
Yeah. So I did not curse. That's the name of the show.
It's called Schitt's Creek. I know. Isn't it crazy? Oh, and Gabe asked a good question. Yes. Is it an insult now?
Gabriel.
I'm gonna call him Gabe because he don't like it.
Wow.
Is it an insult for a man to open the door for a woman, hold the door open for a woman?
Is it an insult for a man to hold the door open for a woman?
Yeah.
Are you personally asking me a woman?
I'm personally asking you that.
I actually don't think it's an insult, and I appreciate it. I think it's a kind gesture. And I actually don't care whether or not you're a woman or a man. If I see that, I hold the door open for anyone. So I don't think it's a rude gesture. I just don't think it matters what gender you are. But it's nice for a man to open the door for a woman. He always, when we're getting in the car, he always goes onto my side first to open the door for me to get in and then close the door.
Well, okay, so the
he's
reason why,
very true gentleman.
So the reason why this even came up was because someone tweeted that it was bad for a man to open the door and it made the woman look a certain way. It's on my Twitter. Her account was canceled after I responded to it because I thought it was crap. I'm not saying I had her account canceled. All I said was that I disagree and men don't believe what that person wrote. They also believe that having a collar on a dog is equivalent to slavery, which that just blew my mind completely.
I don't understand that.
And chivalry is always good. Hey, look, people.
Oh my gosh, yes, Matt, the show is funny, yes. And
yes.
You don't have to think hard about it at all.
But before you say Matt, that's funny, you have to tell people what Matt said so that way they know what he's saying about.
Matt said that Schitt's Creek is pretty funny. Really good writing, it's a good laugh, don't think too hard type of show.
Now,
very true.
Now, one of my jobs that I ever wanted to do in my life was write comedy. However,
he would be good at it.
However, when I watched Schitt's Creek, I realized that's the kind of comedy that I'm probably wouldn't be good at. I have a different style of comedy, but it's pretty funny because it's a bunch of really rich, snobby people who got shoved into a motel because everything they own was sold by the IRS because their
business manager effed up. Over. Yeah.
But we're gonna show you something real quick. Freeze, stop, pause. So you don't normally get to see this picture of us. It's usually right up our noses, and you go, oh.
Yeah, and not to mention my shirt says death, but it does actually say more than that. It says death before decaf. Just FYI.
So behind me, there are 3 posters. If you look, there that way.
This way.
That way. Okay.
You only usually see, I think, this far right one.
Yeah.
The long kiss goodnight one.
So the one that says Washington D.C. was what's the name of it? Don't read it back to me. I can't see it.
Oh, Get on the Bus.
Get on the Bus.
Spike Lee.
It's signed by Spike Lee. Personally signed it for me. So that's been on my wall. I've had that for years and years and years. The Lost World was a production that I helped with. I was on the grand opening, the premiere for it. So I ended up with the poster, which is actually a very rare 2-sided poster. So the other side has the exact same poster, which you can't find anymore. And the third one is one of my favorite movies, Long Kiss Goodnight. I've always been a huge Samuel Jackson.
Oh, wow, you're a huge fan, but you can't remember his name.
I was trying to make sure. No,
Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay, no,
yes.
I wanted to make because I ran into him one day in the Routes by your old house.
Yeah, in Encino.
He was in line waiting to get groceries, and I didn't fanboy out. I just was like, wow, Samuel Jackson's in line with me at the grocery store. I wanted to pay his groceries, but I realized
I wasn't there, by the way. I was at work.
She was at work. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I paid for Samuel L. Jackson's groceries? He said, excuse me, sir, but the guy behind you just paid for your groceries. I wonder how he'd respond. How do you think he'd respond if I paid for Samuel Jackson's groceries?
I have no idea.
Me either. And
yes, Brooke did get me this shirt, Gabriel.
And this shirt here, I'm trying to get a new one. This is Tenderloin Task Force.
There you go.
TTF. That's good enough. And Tenderloin, if you don't know it, is in the Bay Area. Yeah, you did kind of broke my concentration.
Wait,
yes.
how?
Because I don't know, he said something and I just for a second, my whole concentration was gone. Oh yeah, that's what he said. That's what he said. Excuse me, but did I break your concentration? That's what
Samuel L. Jackson said? Oh, yes. Okay. I'm a fan, but I don't know I don't know lines like that.
Yeah, I'm really good at it too, but right now we're trying to stay focused.
Focused?
Focused. Did you bring some water?
Yeah, I have some water here.
Oh, you mean the water with my picture on it?
Oh, gosh.
What is he right here? Well, a long time ago, my grandmother was in a gift shop with her friends and saw Frank Sinatra outside with his wife. Wow, nice. Sam's response, in a Pulp Fiction voice, man behind me did what again? How do I say thank you to that kind man? I love, you know what? Another good movie, Pulp Fiction. Loved it. I lived it's weird when you live in California, when you live in LA, and you learn stuff that you see on TV when you're on the East Coast, and then you go, wait a minute. And then you realize that the stuff you see in the movies, you see them drive for 5 minutes and they're like on the other side of town. But in actuality, you can't drive across town in LA in 5 minutes.
Nope, no way. You'd be stuck in traffic. It'd take you 5 minutes just to get down the street.
Yep. And one thing we get to do is we get to pick wild sage.
Is that the sage from
we picked
when I lived in LA?
Picked it up in the mountains in Encino. The Encino Mountains, wild sage. We like to burn that, and I learned a lesson a long time ago. If you burn sage in your house and people don't like the way it smells, get them out your house. Because that means that they're not good people.
Wow, really?
Yeah. And
so if I came in and was like, man, dude, that stinks, like, what would I be considered?
I'd be like, nice to know you. Gotta go.
Wow. Okay, yeah. Good to know.
Yeah, that means you got bad mojo.
I have great mojo.
That's why you're still here.
I have amazing mojo. That's why I'm still here.
Anyway, so where are we now?
You want to talk about the piece you're working on?
So right now I'm working on a piece. You remember a couple weeks ago we were some of you were scammed. And some of you didn't want to come forward and admit you were scammed, but some of you were willing to come forward. So we drove to Payson, Arizona, to talk to one of the people who were scammed in that debacle where someone created a page that was just like mine, except for the names were spelled slightly different and there was no blue check mark. Mm-hmm. However, people, and I appreciate the fact that you guys are big fans, but people have to be careful when you do these kind of things.
Please.
And we talked to the person, and I'm working on that piece now. I'm downloading stuff I need to look at, and we're gonna have that sometime in the next couple of days where you can see and talk about what happened and how much money they potentially could have lost and what they had to do to prevent it from happening. The other day when I was bicycling on pedestrian for being the first lady ever saw stop sign. Well, thank you, good job. And yes, so back to LA. Yes, I've been around a lot of celebrities, and I don't really name drop a lot because it just seems kind of douchey when you name drop it. But she knows some of the people I've dealt with.
The one celebrity that I would love him to run into or introduce me to, or that I could personally run into, is
Will Smith. And
Will Smith, if you're watching this, holla at your girl.
With 17 people, I doubt Will Smith's on there. And if anybody knows
Will
Smith, 18 people. That might be Will just logged on. So Will Smith and I go back so far back that it was when he was doing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and we knew each other, and we were, I'd say pseudo friends, because if we were friends, we'd still be together now. But what happened was I moved to the Bay Area, and then we lost contact. But I used to sit in the back when he was doing the show and play PlayStation or Xbox with Jazzy Jeff. And that was way back in the day. So we knew each other. It was pretty cool. And Gabriel's like, yeah, what if I see Stanley out the street one day? Yeah, you never know. You never know. You know, they just...
Say hello.
Just say hello. You know, they just changed the law in another state. I think it was Washington State. We don't have to stop for... bicyclists don't have to stop for stop signs. And
really?
Yeah, I've read it somewhere. But realistically, I'm not saying you have to put your foot down and stop and look both ways, because most cars don't do it, especially out here. What I'm saying is slow down and do it safely. Maybe with Delaware, I don't know. Thank you, Gabriel. I'm gonna look it up real quick. Let me see. You keep looking at this thing and I'll look it up. Bicyclists. Keep talking, B.
So what's up? What are you guys up to? How was your weekend? How was your week? It's been an interesting one, to say the least, correct?
Yeah. Oh.
Gabriel says it's also a law in Idaho.
Yeah, that's been there forever. So, Washington State, I was right. According to Channel 2, KREM, statewide basketball advocacy organization released a statement September 28th that says that the law will allow people on bicycles to treat stop signs as yield signs. So I was right.
There you go, Washington State. Okay.
So it may be Delaware too, but it's definitely Washington State.
Did you really think I was didn't really...
Yes. Well, you have to understand one thing, Gabriel. People don't know sarcasm.
I can read your sarcasm. I mean, I know you put it in parentheses, but I don't know that means you're being sarcastic.
So next time you do sarcasm,
I don't know.
Put in quotes sarcasm.
Yeah, if you put it in quotes, I probably get it, but no, I didn't get it with the parentheses. It's all good though. I know now.
Oh, now. You know now. You know now.
I don't know.
You know now. All right. So, are you missing? Well, I got a surprise for you, Sports on the Side. I'm working on some stuff that's going to put me back on the streets in the Bay Area for a little bit. I'm not going to tell you what, I'm going to tell you when, but we're working on something. I'm also working on trying to get in with Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, because I think that would be some great content, the streets of Las Vegas. And I'm working on a bunch of stuff. So I've been...
He said that's a horrible idea. It says stop for a reason. I know that's true. I mean, really, if they wanted them to just yield, they would change the signs to yield.
But let's be realistic. Have you seen drivers nowadays? Most of them don't stop.
No.
Most of them kind of, slightly tap on pedal. I hear it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
We have more crashes, more idiots in 3,000, 4,000 pound vehicles. Every city needs a Stanley.
Oh my gosh, if he cloned himself, would I be able to figure out the real one?
I can go out and hit the plug and then send the clone in, right? How you know I'm not
That's
cloned?
a bad idea.
How you know I'm not cloned already?
For several different reasons, that's a bad idea.
Well, then what if the clone can still cook like I do?
I want the real deal?
Real deal.
Do you send the clone to the club?
Well, the clone get to have all the fun?
Yes.
Nah.
Since when is a club even fun anymore?
I wish you guys would become the new live PD. That would rock. Well, you know what? Don't want to do live. Okay, so here's the difference between what I do and what live PD and what Cops do. And by the way, Cops is continuing production, but overseas. So they're shooting here in America, but they're not going to show it here because of the anti-cop sentiment. So there will be, I just read an article, Vicky Liviakis sent it to me as a matter of fact, that they're going to be shooting in upstate Washington. They have been shooting, but all their production, everything they shoot will be aired in another country because we kind of love Cops one day, and then the next day, for some reason, Cops are the worst thing since we're, so yeah, anti-cop nonsense. Thank you, Gabriel. So, and I know people that are close to me, my blood, that are anti-cop, and it's like, so what are you going to call when...
well, and you have family that's in law enforcement too, which is...
I have family that's law enforcement, family that are anti-cop, family that are criminals. I got them all. I got the whole, I got the whole gauntlet. And apparently, according to Jeanette, they're not airing in Canada for the same reason. So it will be still running. I mean, one monkey doesn't stop a show. But back to what I was saying is that Live PD they deal with crime. I don't really deal with crime. I deal with stupidity. So.
Well, you still deal with the law.
I deal with the law, yes, but the stupidity side of what people are doing. Mm-hmm. Like, here's something you don't know. So in Vegas, it is legal. When did the videos of phone scammers? How did you record the part of you laughing afterwards? That's all recorded live. That's not fake. Everything up there is perfect.
Yeah. I was the one that was holding my phone recording. Yeah. And you could probably hear me in the background laughing too.
So what was I saying before I read that?
About you deal with stupidity.
Well, no, I deal with stupidity and,
and in Las
bad
Vegas.
driving. And in Las Vegas, there's a lot of stupidity.
But you were going to say now in Las Vegas something is allowed.
Oh, so not now, but in Las Vegas, you're allowed, thank you. Las Vegas, you're allowed to drive a vehicle and your passengers can hold alcohol.
Is that the entire city of Las Vegas or is that just on the... Oh.
I'm glad you asked that question.
Okay.
The answer is it's only on the strip. If you get 2 or 3 blocks off the strip, all the rules are back to normal because the strip is made an exception for some of the rules. So now the driver cannot be drinking. The driver cannot be drunk. Yeah, stupid things are everywhere. Sorry, I'm trying to read and talk.
Show the day in life of a plastic bag. Ha!
That's funny. No. So back to what I was saying. So there are rules in Vegas that are permitted. You're allowed to drink in public in Vegas on the strip. And down in Old Town, you can do all that. It's all fine, public drinking.
Most of the strip is not in the city of Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That's true. Isn't it like in Paradise?
Most of the strip is Clark County.
It's in Paradise?
Well, some people would argue that it's not really Paradise either. But it's Clark County, and they have a special exemption for the strip. So once you get past that strip part, you can't have alcohol in the car. So can you imagine how people think that people don't really do their research. They read. It's like reading the first line and assuming you know the whole story. Euro segments with Carlo would be class funny. Well, thank you. I've always wanted to write comedy. I wanted to write it professionally, but no one's ever afforded me the opportunity to write comedy. And unfortunately, with social media, I can do a show on social media, but I can't just write comedy because people can't understand sarcasm, comedy sometimes unless you have to learn how to write it for Twitter so that it sounds funny, because if you don't write it a certain way, it's just
because people read differently too.
Yes. And people don't, and there's no inflection in text.
Yeah.
So if you're going to write something and you want it to be funny, if you want it to be like, I like to post like lyrics from songs. So I put music notes in the beginning and the end so you get an idea that it's music. With Siri claiming cops are terror. Yes. Gabriel said, speaking of cops, did Apple sort out the issue with Siri claiming cops are terrorists? They changed that in like 5 hours. So now when you do it, it doesn't show up anymore. So yes. So Las Vegas Boulevard is actually 73 miles long from the California border to, I don't doubt it. I believe it is that long. I mean, they have a lot of long streets out there, but you can't still drink on the strip unless you're in the strip. I mean, once you get outside of that special zone, you have to follow the rules of alcohol and now that marijuana, and funny thing about Vegas that people don't realize too is that while marijuana is legal in Vegas, it is not legal to smoke it in the street.
It's legal in the whole state of Nevada, right?
Yes, it's legal in the whole state of Nevada, but it's not legal to smoke in the street.
Is that the same? That's the
Same thing for California.
Yeah.
Every state you go to, marijuana, recreational marijuana is legal in your own home.
But when we went to Vegas, you could smell it everywhere, like on the street, like in the streets. We went to downtown Fremont Street, you could smell it there. It was just like everywhere.
Well, Gabriel said the presidential debate occurred less than 5 miles. I don't know if I call that a debate. I think I call that an argument. The presidential argument.
That was interesting
but we don't,
to say the least.
We don't want to get into that, but we are going to talk about one more thing now. And I just want to hear you write what you think. Just write this word only. So, hoax or no hoax? Does the president have COVID?
Type in the comments below, hoax or no hoax. What do you
Don't type anything else. Just type hoax or no hoax. So Gabriel says not a hoax. So what about today with the tour, waving to his fans on the street? I mean, if you had COVID, would we be allowed to drive out in the street and wave at you? No hoax, no hoax. Okay. Everybody saying no hoax. So, and I'm not saying what it is or
we're not saying, we're not saying we think it's a hoax or not a hoax either.
We're just saying that if you read and don't read that stuff because it corrupts your brain after a while.
Oh gosh, no.
There's so much stuff on there about this and that and whatever. You know what? Whatever. It is what it is. What's that say here?
Which one?
No hoax if it were truly and show.
It's not
it's not touchscreen. What was it? Oh, my bad.
He's touching his laptop screen like it's a touchscreen.
If it is, we were truly effed. Yeah, we would be if it turns out to be.
What, to be a hoax?
Yeah.
I
hope not. I just say that.
I hope not.
There's so much stuff out there. I actually turned my phone off at one point because somebody wrote vanity, perhaps. He was out there waving at people. Now, if I had COVID, would I be able to leave my hospital bed, walk downstairs, get into a car, and wave at people saying thank you? No.
No. And I believe he was in the car with the special agents, right? So there were people in the car while he was waving.
Yes.
I mean,
they were driving.
clearly he had a driver, but there was someone in the passenger side too. Favorite resort in Vegas?
I
don't have necessarily a favorite.
Ironically, the place we stayed at the most was a place we would never stay at again that we liked.
What place was that?
Trump Hotel.
Oh.
We stayed there once, not because this was before he got elected.
Yeah, it's because it's connected with my timeshare.
Yeah, she has a timeshare. So we went out there, and the bathroom was like the size of an apartment. It
was really nice, but tell them the reason why we won't stay there again.
Because we were why? So here's why we wouldn't stay there again. We rented a cabana. This was 2016.
I think this was just
2015.
I think this was. I feel like. Well, no, because there were Make America Great Again hats inside of the store already. So he might have been already running for president.
He was running for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we went. That hotel is infested with bed bugs. I don't know. It might be by now, but we wasn't when we were there. But we had a suite. It was great. Beautiful room.
Yeah.
Huge bathroom.
Like the hotel was nice.
TV set built into the mirror in the bathroom, so you turn the TV on in the bathroom. TV set in the shower. Mm-hmm. It was just crazy. But what happened was, and just left a bad taste in our mouth. So she rented a cabana. She said, you know what, let's just stay in the cabana, stay by the pool, let's enjoy ourselves. We paid for the cabana. We gave her a credit card. We said we wanted to do the cabana.
Yeah, we linked it to our room, I think.
Linked to the room so we could pay for it. So we go and we set up in a cabana. And it was pretty expensive, relatively at that time. And it was my birthday gift. So it was like, okay, we'll do this. This is around July. And we were in there and we got our feet up and we tried to order some food. And then the server came and says, "I'm sorry, we can't serve you." And I'm like, "Well,
no." He was like, "We're sorry. You're gonna have to.
you have to leave.
Pay. You're gonna have to.
You have to pay
leave.
to be in
This
here."
is for paid customers."
Yeah.
And we were like, "We've already paid."
He goes, "Well, can you prove to me that you already paid?" And I said, "Well, why don't you go back and check your records because we've already paid to be here. So you tell me you won't serve us because we're not paid when we actually paid." And so he said, "Well," he walks away and he comes back. And then he goes, "I want to apologize for my behavior, for assuming that you hadn't paid." And so it was like, why? So there we go.
Yeah, it left a bad taste in our mouths. We're all about forgiveness and stuff, and we still enjoyed ourselves.
It's a great resort, though.
Yeah, but I mean, just that left a bad taste in our mouths, and I don't know. I always like to look for better places where I get better treatment.
Now,
and given the benefit of the doubt right off the bat, and not being accused of using property that we didn't pay for.
And by the way, our food never showed up.
Yeah.
Nothing ever showed up for Food Web. He ordered a whole thing.
Sounds like we got profiled.
Yeah.
We thought that, and like I said, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt and just say maybe a simple mistake, but it really did feel like it. And I hate actually playing the race card. Like, I don't like to think, oh, someone was judging me because of the color of my skin or because of my race. But I mean, it does happen, and to be honest, you just kind of have to, I would say, move on. Just because, like, if I let everything bother me, I'd probably be dead right now with stress. So.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, I guess in their hindsight, they decided to waive the cost of the room.
How was I dressed? We were dressed.
We're in the pool.
We were at the pool. So we were dressed already. He had his trunks on. I had my bathing suit. I think I had a cover on too. Because we hadn't quite yet made it out to the pool. We were just getting situated with our belongings. And mind you, it's like 100+ degrees out there.
Yeah, we were trying to do the whole...
So we were trying to make sure we got the cabana so we can be in the shade.
Yeah.
So
that's how it went. And at the end of the day, we ended up not being charged for the food or the cabana because I guess they realized that they were... but the way they approached this, and like I said, inflection is everything. His demeanor was like we were scum of the earth and we shouldn't have been here.
Like we were actually like trying to scam them, like trying to take advantage. And it was like...
I'm like, we're staying here at the hotel.
Yeah.
And we rented this thing for the whole day.
Right. It just left a bad taste in our mouths.
So we never went back.
Lesson learned, and that's why we just never went back.
He never really apologized. He kind of sort of apologized.
Yeah, it was like a half, maybe like a half apology.
And yeah, I know Matt wants to say that maybe they have overall people not paying, but you have to understand this hotel isn't one where you just walk right in and just walk in the cabana.
Yeah.
You have to
have a key card.
Yeah.
Like you have to have a card to access all of the amenities.
Yeah.
So it's not like we snuck in. We're clearly staying there.
Yeah, we were clearly staying there. So we just recently stayed at Ilara.
Yeah, Ilara in Vegas too. That's on the Strip. It's a Hilton property because we have a timeshare, so we stayed there.
That one was great, except we weren't expecting that many people to be in Vegas for Labor Day.
Yeah.
It was
packed. It was almost as if like basically the COVID never existed. Everyone was, people were wearing masks, but it was so packed that it almost seemed like everyone forgot we were in a pandemic.
And they were wearing a mask like this.
Yeah.
Nose exposed. Or they're wearing a mask like this.
And we get it. Everyone wants to get away. That was our point too, so...
We wanted to rent a cabana, and they were sold out 3 days in advance.
They were, yeah. So we didn't get a cabana, but anyways.
So we just kind of hit restaurants. And then we ended up shooting that segment that aired, which we didn't go there to shoot a segment. But we ended up shooting a segment, and if you go to YouTube, it's there. It's about 13,000 views right now, maybe more than that. We want to hopefully get the views up. But what I want to do is go back and do a Caught Misbehaving. Per human shouldn't be allowed in public. Insert laugh emoji here. Yeah, I agree. And I think that's part of why this book here is kind of a good way to, I'm not making money showing this book. I just think it's a good read, and I think you should read it.
And it's short enough too.
And it's short enough.
Like a quick read.
And hold the whole Karens. The weirdest law that you've ever heard of. Well, probably the elephant law in San Francisco is Gabriel about to say where you have to have your elephant on a leash.
I have never even heard of that before.
Google weird laws. There's one also in San Francisco that says you can't dry your car with dirty underwear. They use soiled underwear.
But it's your car.
That's no law. I can see a car going.
I wouldn't want to do that anyways, but I'm just saying, how can someone direct a law at what you do with your own car?
Yeah, and in Arizona, and if you drive a motorcycle, don't be mad at me. I didn't make the law. All you need to do in Arizona is wear glasses to ride a motorcycle.
No helmet is necessary.
You can be buck naked with a G-string on. As long as you got glasses on, you're legal.
I've never seen a guy butt naked or a woman butt naked on a motorcycle with a G-string on here.
Oh, I've seen the G-strings on the motorcycle.
Okay, well, I have not, so I'm glad my eyes are protected.
With All You Can Vegas, he does all the restaurants and buffets in Vegas. Now, after we did our story, by the way, Wynn Hotel had 500 cases of COVID.
Yeah.
And I found out because somebody who lives in Vegas said, dude, your story was timely as can be. Again, we didn't know. And if you notice the video, you notice all the people. That would be a painful road rash, yes. Most of the people didn't have masks or had their masks over their face, below their mouths. And here's the key. So here's how you know people are going to gain weight for COVID. Because to keep your mask off, all you got to do is eat all day. As long as you're eating all day long.
Or drink. Or smoke.
You don't have to wear your mask, apparently.
Although I think the rule that when you're in a casino or like you're smoking and you have the mask on, you're supposed to take a puff, put the mask back on, and then the next puff you take, move the mask down, puff again, and then, right?
Well, you're supposed to blow out and put the mask back up.
But people don't do that. They just leave their mask down the entire time. So.
And some people, they have no mask. So they don't see a mask anywhere. So you know for a fact that they are not masking up.
Yeah.
So.
And there's everyone that has a debate about masking too, whether or not they want to wear a mask. But Nevada has a statewide mandate to wear a mask. So therefore.
Now in Arizona, which is
they're
even
breaking
weirder,
the law.
They have a statewide mandate for masks.
No, not in Arizona. We don't have one. We have one in Maricopa County.
Thank you.
Maricopa County.
But the counties in Maricopa are taking their mask off and saying they don't want to do it.
The cities. Scottsdale, Glendale, and I think maybe one more.
I didn't see that one, person bebopping badly, but send me the link to that one. I'd like to see it. And how come we have 8
While
likes?
they were eating?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what? This is weird. This is asking me to show what they're writing. I can't see it until I push a button. You should have been in Sturgis. See hella ass on my Sturgis. I have friends who used to drive to Sturgis all the way across the country just to go to that thing.
What are you doing for Halloween?
We're going to dress up as a giant COVID mask. Keep our asses in the house.
I don't think I'm going to be doing anything for Halloween. I didn't plan on it.
Here we go.
What are you doing for Halloween? Sports on the side? We don't really do anything for Halloween anyways, right?
Well, last year we went to...
last year we went to Dave & Buster's.
Yep. Oh, I just put an emoji. Too bad I can't put pictures. Can you imagine what I could do with it? I could just take pictures and post them.
Oh, that's cute.
Probably speaking about, where's that picture you took on your phone? We found a good cheesesteak place, but inside the bathroom was a picture.
Oh, yeah, this was really funny. Hold on.
So we're going to show you this. We thought it was a good laugh. So, you know how you buy the picture and it has a frame and a picture of someone you don't know inside of it?
So we went so inside of this bathroom at this cheesecake place, I keep saying cheesesteak place that we really like. There was this frame in the bathroom, and that was on the wall by itself. I don't know if you can see it here.
Here it is.
Yeah. There's a little bit of a glare. But anyways, it's basically a picture frame with the picture that comes with it, with the price. And I'm like, oh, they didn't even put a picture inside of the frame yet. It's not like the restaurant just opened, though.
Oh, I'm dressing up as a drunk on the couch. I like that one. Why didn't you share this? Because we forgot. That's why. We forgot. We are going to share it on Instagram.
What? Share what?
The picture, the frame.
Oh. I didn't even think about that.
But I thought about it, but then I got, but then I got high. Remember that song? I was gonna go to church, but then I got high.
Who's that song by again? Also, there's 17 people watching, and we only have 8 likes.
Yeah,
so make sure to go hit the like button.
Hey, I just realized it. Oh, there we go. Now we're jumping up. And also, you should get a sponsor deal with Stanley Tools. I've been called a tool in my days.
Not by me.
Yeah.
I've never called this one a tool.
Yeah, she used different words.
I call love of my life, Beeb, millennial,
asshole.
Pull a prank and replace the photo in the frame. That would be funny, Boom Shakalaka. That really would be funny if someone did that. But then you would think that they would have noticed and changed it back. So that makes me think that they just didn't put a picture in there.
Likes at the end. Yes, we likes at the end. We always get to that part. Wait, you've always called her millennial? No, she's just...
No, I don't always call him millennial.
Post the link.
I normally just call him Beeb. My Beeb.
Okay, so send me the link to my... just post it on Instagram. Do you have an Instagram link? Just send me a link through Instagram. Stanley Roberts TV. Is that my Instagram?
Yeah, I believe so.
Thank you very much. They did something recently now? They've merged Instagram and Facebook together.
My Instagram and Facebook Messenger aren't merged
No,
yet.
because I have a fan page. So they merged them all together. And it's kind of weird because if I text you if I send you a message on Facebook, it shows up on Instagram. I'm like, wait a minute. How'd that happen? Insta, yes. What law would you add to the book?
You know who's not in here tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Well, Frieza isn't in here.
Who?
Maria.
I know, she'll text later.
Shout out to Maria. We miss you.
First book. What law would you add to the books?
Lakers or Heat? Sorry, Warriors.
Sports on your side. If I could pass a law to add to the books, what would I have always said? I wish it was a law saying you can't do this. I'm actually not a big person on new laws because I think that every time they make a new law, they should go back and look for an old law and get rid of it. If it's not used anymore, then we shouldn't keep, because I'm sure the law books start like this thin, and then now it's like this thick. It's like, that's how thick the law books are now. So let me see.
Yes, you're right. IG and FB, yeah, because Facebook bought Instagram a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's a good question. I have to think about that one and maybe reach out. If I had to think about what would I make a law about.
Yes, go Dubs, Betty. Go Dubs. I don't know. You kind of have to narrow it down. Do you want it to be a traffic law or...
I think it should be against the law to be an idiot. And of course, the jails will be full. What?
We might actually serve some time a little bit too. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. We wouldn't serve time. I'm not an idiot.
Any law. Let me see. Any law. If I could come up with a law, what would be any law I would come up with? Well, that's a really good question. That's something that you have to think about.
Yeah, that is a really good question. You got them stumped.
COVID. Yeah, I'm not really stumped. I'm just like, what would that?
I think there's so many things you'd want to change.
There's things I want to change, period. Some laws I want to get rid of.
COVIDiots. I like that word.
I think I'd make a law that says the governments can't... No, they already have a law like that. Never mind.
The what?
No, there is a law like that already. Governments can't discriminate people for medical marijuana.
Oh.
They need it for medicinal purposes.
Common sense gun laws.
It is really... Common sense gun laws are more of... Common sense and law shouldn't even be in the same sentence, because if you have common sense, then you don't need a law. See, the reason why laws are made is because so many people abuse something that they have to make. So here's a good example of a law that was created from stupidity. So some country, they made a law that says you cannot take a boat and stand on a dead carcass of a whale while it's being eaten by the sharks are feeding on it. Google it. It was actually a law created because there was a giant dead whale off the coast of somewhere. And people were taking tour boats out to climb onto the dead whale so they can take pictures of the sharks eating the dead whale. And it became a business. And I'm like, you passed a law because stupid people. The motorcycle law in California, the helmets. When I first moved to California back in the late 80s, no one wore a helmet. I don't know if you've never seen it before, they didn't wear helmets. And then so many people kept getting their heads cracked open that the insurance companies lobbied to get, to cut down on insurance costs. They lobbied that they start requiring helmets. Law update. Requires for people who qualify to run POTUS and create term limits for Congress and SCOTUS. You know, I kind of agree with the SCOTUS part, but then you get into the election part. So does that mean that someone from the Supreme Court has to run for election? And then what platform do they run on? You know, I'm this, I'm that, I'm so and so. But yeah, it is interesting that you get a job in the Supreme Court, and I told you, you didn't realize that it's a lifetime job.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, it should be against, I mean, yes, it should be against the law to, if you're a politician, to outright lie. But I think a law I would like to see is that lobbyists don't have such a major influence on our politics. And I think that should be illegal. I think that the way things are going right now is everything's run by lobbyists. They come in and they basically come in and say, hey, you do this, we'll do that, we want this, and they push for that stuff. You live streamed with him in June. You live streamed about they've been going through the fires. Yes, I do remember that. So I'm reading Gabriel Shapiro, so I'm sorry about that. It's kind of hard trying to read and trying to talk at the same time. So, you know, a lot of our laws are made up because the corporations are behind these laws. And they do it in such a way where the corporation isn't outright saying we want a law, but they just get lobbyists who go inside and act for them as a quote unquote independent or non-biased person. And yes, super PACs are another thing people don't know about. See, I ran for city council in Foster City, and I learned about PACs, political action committees. Political action committees are anybody who has enough people behind them to go out and influence politicians. And here's how this works. Running for office, I had PACs come to me and say, hey, we can't tell you what to vote for, but if we support you, will you at least listen to us so that we can change some things? And they want to change things that are like, you know, you're like, I never thought of that before. But then you go back and you realize that the change they're making isn't necessarily a change for you, it's a change for them. And it's not always for your benefit. And we're all arguing about who's going to be the next president. What we should be arguing about is who's going to be our next congressman, or those are the people who make the actual laws and get them through. The president has the final say so.
The presidential election is not the presidential part of the election is not the only important part.
So if you vote for just the election for president, but you skip all the rest, then you're just basically throwing your rights out the door. You're basically throwing your rights out the door if you don't participate in the process. And if you don't participate in the process, don't complain. You need to do Congress, you need to do Senate, all this stuff needs to be, you need to realize that those are the people who make the rules. And they, you know, and again, political action committees are PACs, PACs. Hello, Josie Side Projects. Just tuned to the stream. Jose's, thank you for your reports over the years. Hope to see more misbehaving reports. Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Jose. I have a GoFundMe that's out there, trying to do it so I can do more. Right now, we've used up a lot of money to buy equipment with. We want to be able to go and travel to different cities, spend a couple of nights there. Obviously, hotels aren't cheap. Rental cars aren't cheap. Insurance for the equipment isn't cheap. So we were asking people to reach out to the GoFundMe and, you know, make a contribution. Just help us out so that way we can do more stuff. I mean, I'm tired of sitting at home, but right now I'm trying to get things lined up so we can do more stuff, so we can be out there. As much as I want to do it by myself, I kind of need a team. And no, we have not heard from Elmo Shirt Guy. I kind of need a team. I need producers. I need writers. I need editors. So we can turn more stories real quickly. If it's just me and something goes wrong, I have nobody I can call up and say, hey, I got a problem. It's just me. I'm on my own. You know, with the TV station, I always had that, you know, the backing of a TV station. It wasn't much of a backing, but it was something to go back to. You know, if I had a problem, I can call them and say, hey, I got an issue, blah, blah, blah. But now it's just me. So I just applied for press credentials because a lot of agencies that I reached out to said, well, do you have any credentials? Well, in Arizona, they don't issue media credentials. As a matter of fact, in Arizona, media has the same rights as a regular person on the street. They can't go behind the fire lines for a fire. They can't go to the brush fires and show you how bad it is. They're from a distance. I want to be able to bring it up close and personal with stuff we're doing. And I want to be able to expand and not just do, misbehaving, but we want to do other things too and bring in some other reporters to do stuff and cover multiple areas. But that takes money. And we're looking into investors and we're looking at other things like that. So GoFundMe, if you can contribute, help out. We're trying to do the best we can. I'm using my personal car right now, but I really need a lease, probably an SUV or something, so I can not put miles on my car to go do a story. Can you imagine parking your personal car at like an event and then you come back and it's all trashed? How do I talk to my insurance company? Yeah, volunteers writing remotely. I like that idea. But we need people who know how to write me up. I hit up your GoFund last week. Thank you, Maxim. I appreciate it. I think I sent you a thank you for a note. What traffic law is enforced the least? Well, out here, the two sets of double yellow lines is an island. You can't cross it, but people do it all the time out here. That needs to be enforced more. No, we have not had any more scam calls, Gabriel.
Nope. Have no more scam calls.
We kind of got them, shut them down a little bit. Now they're scam texting. Mm-hmm. So that's what we get. Anyway, we've been on for quite a bit. We've been on for over an hour, and it's 18 people watching and 17 likes. Well, okay, keep in mind, is that how you pronounce that, Javelin? That the way it works with YouTube is that once you watch one video, your IP address gets in there. And so if you watch the same video again, it doesn't register. So if you watch the newer videos, yes. If you watch this, yes. As a matter of fact, last week when we got off, it said that we had racked up 12 hours, even though we're only on for 45 minutes. But because everybody was on here watching, all that time came together. And we're only 1,500 hours away from being able to monetize these pages. And once we're able to monetize the pages, then we hope that it'll generate some revenue. And the website we moved it over to the main server, but we need to make sure that some of the stuff works, because we know that if it doesn't work, it'll be hell to pay. I will hear from Gabriel and everybody else tell me what's messed up and who spelled what wrong.
Oh, I told you. I didn't tell you.
He almost didn't make it.
I told you.
She bet on that one.
I told Gabriel. I told Stanley before we came on. I was like, how much you want to bet Gabriel is gonna bring up my sheet folding?
You know what? I remember I called this before. Rebound, boom, shakalaka, and tell me.
Traveling calls in the NBA need to be called more. Oh yeah, for sure.
What have I been saying?
They're not making any calls.
I said they travel.
They travel, yeah.
And nobody's calling traveling calls.
I agree.
Please tell Aaron.
So who won the bet?
That Jeff
I did, because I said that you were going to bring it up.
Have you cooked eggs on it? No, you cannot. I do not cook eggs on the sidewalk. We don't do that out here. And everybody thinks.
It's starting to cool down a little bit. I mean, it is over 100 degrees during the day, but at night now it's nice and cool. It's like, well, I guess if you call 80s cool.
She won the bet, Gabriel, because she said you were going to do it, and I said, what did I say? Probably will.
Yeah.
But he went almost an hour before he did it.
Yeah.
Go get a sheet. It's folding right now.
No. All right, I'm hungry.
Okay. So what I got to make her some salmon with some spinach.
Yes.
All right. So that's what I'm going to do when I get done with you guys. I'm going to make some salmon. It's not as cool as here in Chicago. Yeah, it's like 34 degrees.
Oh my gosh. I would love 34 degrees.
So when I get done with this, I have to cook.
I'm going to help.
I'm going to make some polenta, though. I'm going to try to.
Okay.
Some polenta.
I love eating right before going to bed.
Yes. Perfect. All right. We got to go because she has to go to bed after I cook her.
After you cook me or cook for me?
What do you like most about Phoenix? The wintertime.
Yeah. And it's beautiful. Here there are beautiful sunsets.
One thing about Arizona too, but when we drove to Payson, it's a beautiful drive. It is a utterly beautiful drive. It's mountains forever and ever and ever. The only thing we wish there were more of was water.
Yeah, because we're like, 5,000 feet above, we're above sea level, and we look down and we're like, oh gosh, that's weird. There's no water. It's still like a little bit of an adjustment to get used to the fact that there isn't as much water out here, clearly because we're in the desert. But as you go higher, you just would expect we just expect to see water.
And believe it or not,
there's no water.
Arizona, over 3,500 feet, you no longer see cactus anymore.
Yeah, after 3,000, right?
Yeah, after 3,000 feet, you no longer see cactus.
No more cacti.
Just now you get redwoods.
Yeah.
So you think in desert and redwood tree, but actually, Phoenix summer or Cleveland winter. Well, that's a rough one.
Jeez.
I had to go to Phoenix summer.
I've never experienced a Cleveland winter before.
Well, I'm from Philly.
But Cleveland, it snows, right? In the winter?
It's cold.
I mean, I personally love cold weather.
Cold
better. But I grew up in San Francisco where we didn't have snow, so I might have to say Phoenix heat.
So here's a good question.
Yeah.
And this is probably my last one I'll take.
Open, do you feel?
How do you feel?
And how do you feel?
Okay, so here's what I had this conversation the other day. So, in California, people believe that everybody out here is walking around with a gun strapped to their waist. That's not necessarily true. As a matter of fact, you see them, but not as frequently as you think you do. Doesn't bother me. I mean, it's kind of cool that I know that if I want to, I can strap my gun on my hip and walk around, but I don't. I prefer concealed carry. I don't want people to know what I'm carrying, and I want them to know that when if it goes sideways, I can take care of myself. You don't see long guns being carried around. You see mostly people with holsters on their hips or on their sides, and you see them riding their bike to their kids with a gun. Mm-hmm. I went to a car show on
Grand
Avenue, and there was a guy there with a gun on his side, and and you get to. It's not like freaking out like, oh my God, you got a gun. Nothing like that here, and it seems like it's an equalizer because that everybody may have a gun, so you don't really do stupid stuff because there's a possibility that person that you're doing something stupid to may have a weapon. And we've talked to people who were fans, and I'm thinking, and one guy had his gun, he kept touching it on the side, which is a sign that he just got a gun permit. But in Arizona, you don't need a gun permit. So I'm talking to his buddy, and he's like, and I'm like, your buddy keeps touching his, his little waist on the side. Is he new to it? He goes, no, he does it all the time. And then I go, and he just put his shirt in there with his gun. I'm like, well, I would never know. So there you go.
We thought about moving to Chicago at one point.
We don't want to do winter. I don't do snow very well.
I love cold weather.
I don't like snow.
I haven't lived in snow long enough to know whether or not I like it. Like I haven't lived in the winter anywhere where there's snow. I visited, but not lived. Whereas here, I've lived through 2 Phoenix summers already. So I think it's safe to say I can handle the heat because I know how to get around it now.
You got the kitchen?
Huh?
You get out the kitchen?
Is that because I can handle the heat?
If you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen!
Oh, gosh.
All right.
Anyways, what do you miss the most about San Francisco?
Water, ocean.
Yeah.
Crab.
Oh, gosh.
House of prime rib.
Dang long! I miss Dang long! I know, what I miss the most about San Francisco? My mom.
Well, my oldest daughter's there.
Your youngest daughter?
That's right, my oldest is in Spain. And just so you guys know, because we keep getting calls, she keeps getting called my daughter.
I'm not his daughter.
All right, so stop it.
Like literally this past week, we've had 2 instances.
Anyway, so I gotta go make dinner.
And I gotta go eat dinner.
So
I'm a boomer.
I'm millennial.
Wait.
What?
Have a good week, guys. I'm just laughing because it's like you gotta cook dinner and I gotta eat dinner. So
yeah, because if I don't cook it, you'll just sit there and starve.
That might be half true.
She'll walk around in a circle until she passes out.
I'm gonna eat regardless. I just might not eat if he doesn't cook. I might not eat well.
When your nose and butt cheeks slam together, you know it's cold out. Would that even be legal if you were his daughter?
What would be legal?
Nothing. Love you. Hello, Alabama. We love you too. My sister lives in right on the border, right where the date line is in Georgia. I drove through Alabama once. I like the sign that says road ends 150 miles. I'm like, dirt road ends 150 miles. Why would I want to be on a dirt road for 150 miles? Just want to say that out there. Don't know why you have to have a sign. Just say, don't go this far. We love the Portillo's. And I don't drink cake shakes because I'm lactose.
You're getting your messages way sooner than I'm getting mine.
You know why? Because I'm special.
Yeah, you are.
Because I'm the moderator.
You're special.
Anyway, so Dateline. Yeah, no, it's a timeline, not Dateline. So if I said Dateline, that was a mistake. It's a timeline. So it's East Coast, and then you have the Central Time. So there we go. There we go.
All right, guys.
So the date doesn't change, just the time.
We're signing out.
We gotta go. But I hope you'll enjoy our new view.
I gotta eat.
She gotta eat, and I gotta feed her.
Thanks for tuning in.
We already said it
first.
We already said that already.
Oh, we did? Okay.
So keep in mind, share, watch. We want you to 5 people, send them a link to this and say, hey, subscribe. You won't regret it. And we want to get subscribers up, get our numbers up, and then we might have some giveaways. I'm working on giveaways. So I'm trying to do a lot. All right? And don't end up on Dateline. I don't want to end up on Dateline.
I don't either.
All right, guys?
All right. Take care, guys. Be safe.
Now, here's the problem.
What?
How do we turn it off without looking like we just turned it off?
That's what I was saying. Where's your remote?
There's no remote to iPhones.
I'll get up.
No, I get up. I don't have any pants on.
You do have pants on.
You just give me my...
Oh. All right, guys.
So...
we've said bye like 3 times.
You want to go push the button and I'll just say...
We're going to sign out.
Go push the button.
What button?
The X.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm going to stand up now.
All right.
Bye.